Vin woke up without pain for the first time in a long while. "Daddy Ben, no pain, just seizure meds," he said softly. Ben smiled, relief washing over him. "First time, huh? Maybe letting go of Alan and John, them doing all that stuff to you, maybe that's the start." Later that day, Will called out, "Vin, me, Max, and Liam wanna hit the movies. You too, Ben, if you're up for it." Both Ben and Vin said sure. At the theater, Vin was in his chair when he saw a guy in his 20s sitting in a wheelchair nearby. A man standing behind the chair said harshly, "F you, pee on yourself again, mate. Forget it, we're going home, I can't deal with this." Vin froze in place, his chest tightening. Ben leaned over. Vin, you want popcorn?" he asked gently, breaking the moment. On the way home, John, Max, Link, and Ben helped load Vin into the van. Vin's voice trembled. "I think I had a flashback moment." Ben nodded quietly. "Yeah, I figured you did good." Vin sighed. "I just wish I could have helped that guy though." Later, maybe fate stepped in. Vin ran into that same guy again. This time he got a chance to talk. The guy looked nervous, but Vin spoke first. "My brother just tells it how it is. I don't like to be bobbied, so mind your business, sir." The young man smirked a little. "Name, Dan, that night I was on the phone with my job. I wanted to see that superhero movie, but the group home was understaffed. The guy you saw, he wasn't saying I was wet. He was talking about another resident. No one else would touch him, so I got blamed." A few days later, Dan called Ben. "Hey, can I hang out at your place? My brother's working tonight." Ben said sure. Dan replied, "Cool, I'll need my night catheter bag, my meds, and my stuff." That evening, Dan's brother Ian called. "Dan, sorry, another nurse quit. I'll make it up to you." Ben listened as Ian went on. "Since our parents passed away, everyone keeps telling me to keep Dan in that group home where I work, but I don't think he's being cared for the right way." Ben nodded. "I get it. I feel the same way about Vin." Vin overheard them from the next room. "Before Daddy Ben took me home, in not so many words, I wouldn't have made it, but now I feel safe." Later that week, Dan invited Vin to visit the group home. Vin frowned. "Hell no, Dan." Dan laughed softly. "Not to stay to help others get out." Ben parked outside the group home. Vin looked out the window, frozen. "I changed my mind, I'm not going in." Dan called from inside. "Hey Ben, if they come out instead, would that be fine? It's spring, so no one's gonna be cold." Ben nodded. "That's fine." Soon, Vin was finally talking to one of the residents outside. "Sorry," Vin said quietly, "I couldn't go in there because of my own trauma, but I'm still willing to help." Then Vin recognized him, the guy from the movie theater, Dan. Dan smiled softly. "Yeah, guess we both came full circle." After Ben and Vin got home that night, Vin sighed. "You know what, I'm just gonna mind my own business next time." Ben put a hand on his shoulder. "Vin, you couldn't help it, you care, even when it hurts." Vin's eyes dropped. "Daddy Ben, I couldn't go in that group home." Ben nodded. "You were hurt in a place like that, so I get it." Vin swallowed hard. "My spinal cord injury came from that group home from Alan. That's why I need laxatives every day plus enemas." Ben stayed calm, just listening. Vin continued quietly. "My routine reminds me of the group home. They saw me and assumed that was it, just a body to manage." He took a shaky breath. "Every time you help me with my bowel program, that moment reminds me of Alan. Because of him, I have to do that for the rest of my life." Ben said gently, "Diaper off, let's air out for a bit." A soft knock came at the door. Will peeked in and saw Ben quickly covering Vin up. "Bro, Vin, I know you had a long day," Will said, smiling a little, setting a mug down. "Brought you some cocoa." Ben, "One for you too," left side. Will left the room quietly. Ben helped Vin into his pajamas, slow and careful, making sure he was comfortable. He lifted the blanket and tucked Vin in, brushing the hair back from his forehead. "All right, kiddo," Ben whispered. "Time for bed, you did good today." Vin's eyelids fluttered. "Thanks, Daddy Ben Night." Ben turned off the light, leaving only the soft glow of the night lamp. "Good night, Vin, you're safe always." Vin smiled faintly, eyes closing as he drifted to sleep, warm, safe, and surrounded by love.